justice will immediately surge federal law enforcement to the city of Chicago. The FBI, ATF, DEA, U.S. Marshal Service, and Homeland Security will together be sending hundreds of skilled law enforcement officers to
Chicago. Love to get lit, but we BS as serious. As you saw in the clip, that actually happened last week in Columbus Park due to the city of Chicago taking down the statue of Christopher Columbus. Again, our people celebrating token games of symbolism. Taking down the statue of what? And how do we repay disregard? Going out in the streets, not practicing so-called safe social distancing at all. We get lit, doing the walk it out and playing Kirk Franklin and all this other goofy shit. Meanwhile, President Trump has enacted an order to bring in the feds to literally come into Chicago and basically shut down both the west side and the south side because of all the violence that's going on here in the city. See, the government has already done a test run in Portland, Oregon over how they're going to react towards protesters. Again, these protesters aren't your friends. They really aren't your allies. They're doing everything to cause a distraction, which is all funded by the powers that be. But in regards to our people, we love to party, entertain, and bullshit. But when it's time for us to take a stand and do everything we can to seize control over our own neighborhoods and so-called communities, we remain silent as crickets, such as how my mouth feels right now. The biggest problem with so-called black people, especially with us men, we refuse to take responsibility of doing what we need to do in order to exercise control over our community. We wish that we can party and entertain our way out of the problems that affects us nationally and also globally as a people. And we're looking for the government or the system to fix and correct the problems that we as a people and as a community face. They created the problem. They instigated the problem. They alleviated the problem. They allowed the problems to continue to persist amongst our people. But yet we're continuing to look to them to solve our issues. We're having young kids getting killed out here in the streets. I mean, just look at this clip for what happened last week. Young boys pulled up, shooting in a crowd full of young girls. Out here killing kids. What do? All we do is go to social media and bitch and complain, but yet we're not doing anything about it. We, especially as men, we refuse to come out here, get in the streets, get into the community to at least show a physical presence and let our people know that we understand their problems. We relate to their plight, and we're going to do everything we can in our power as much as possible help at least decrease some of this violence that's going on. Organizations such as New Era Chicago and Original Men in Black have requested time and time again of people, especially us so-called black men, to at least do a patrol at least once a week. And here's footage of me actually out there on the streets and watching patrol with New Era Chicago. And again, I'm not asking that everyone has to get out here in the streets and do something. We all have our own important roles to play in our plight and in in our struggle for empowerment, enlightenment, and liberation. Whatever you do, whatever your profession is, whatever your expertise is, whatever the type of specialty that you have personally, allow your gifts to be used as a contributing factor to help us out in this process. We're too fixated on Will and Jada, Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion, what these celebrities are saying. We're too fixated on Kanye and Kim K. Who gives a damn what the hell these entertainers do? None of these entertainers are gonna come out here and do anything. Me personally, if you ask me, people like Nick Cannon and them, instead of them saying something which they're gonna later apologize for, how about in the background, people financially contribute towards the cause, towards the movement, towards the real Black Power movement. Contribute and assist in that way. That way we know that you're doing something of importance. But yet, many of our people just love to be entertained. Wu-Tang said it best in 1997. You can't party your life away, drink your life away, smoke your life away, fuck your life away. Because the seeds will grow up the same way. And the seeds, they're doing it now even worse than people of my generation and people of my mother and my father's generation did. Why? Because they mimicked everything that we were doing when we were their age. We have a so-called pandemic going on out here, and things aren't going as smooth as we really want it to be. So they take down some statues, and they take down some Confederate flags, and they take down images of racist figures. And we just, hey, party, as if that's really solving anything. Meanwhile, President Trump is activating federal forces, and eventually he's going to activate the military to come into our neighborhoods and shut shit down. And many of you are actually congratulating it as if that is a great thing. Take it from a military veteran such as myself. When we conduct surveillance and cordon and searches, meaning when we conduct strategic plans and activities, and when we shut down neighborhoods, oh, trust me, no citizen is going to like that whatsoever. Ask many of those citizens in Iraq and Afghanistan that they liked it when we did cordon and searches, when we secured perimeters and basically blocked off neighborhoods and blocked any of other peoples and ethnicities are training their young people and their women and their young men for war if necessary. What are many of our people doing? Getting on TikTok, IG, Facebook, and Twitter, twerking, dancing, arguing, fighting over dumb shit. What so-called Black people's greatest problem in this country is they look at the European as if the European is God. I know most of our people ain't gonna admit that, but it's real. We have this inner hatred for us deep down inside that we wish white folks can solve our problems for us. I got news for you. Ain't nobody gonna solve nothing for you but yourself. So while you out here partying and bullshitting and getting lit and wanna turn up all the time, they're preparing to take your asses out every single chance that they can. Listen, man, we can say black on black crime is a myth all we want, but the reality is you got young brothers out here murdering other young brothers, murdering young children, even going after these young women. I understand where you come from when you say black on black crime is a myth, because people that live together in a close proximity is more capable of killing each other. But the reality is, we're still doing hurt and damage to each other, and we cannot escape that reality. So for all y'all people that want to that want to say this black on black crime that was created by them, okay, I give you that. But our young people are still going out here doing damage to each other. We still hate on each other every single day. We go against each other more than anybody else do. Sure, other people go against their own kind, but ours are more publicized because we put it out there. And we want to just remain entertained. Men going against the women, women going against the men. Men say that these black women ain't no good. Black women say fuck black men. And y'all really want the white men to solve all your problems for you? But you love to be entertained by this. I'm going to continue to do what I can to help aid and assist for the upliftment of our people. It's getting very difficult to do because we don't want to even take part in helping ourselves very seriously. We have a job to do. It's time to really get serious. Otherwise, we're going to continue the cycle of chaos, dysfunction, and violence amongst our young people. And the generations coming behind them, if we don't do something to at least eradicate the violence and self-destruction, the generations coming afterwards of our young people are going to continue to get worse and worse and worse. So get serious about doing something for our people. Because the number one problem amongst so-called black people is not, and I repeat, it's not police brutality. The number one problem that is hurting so-called black people here in America and also throughout the world is the lack of a nuclear family structure. We need to get back to what the Most High ordained for us to be as people. Stop partying and bullshit. The time and place for that. Right now is not the time. Increase your role of getting serious at instituting the change that we as a people should have been doing a very long time ago. I'm out. Peace and love.